பண்ணோம்?
We can start.
Yeah, we can start.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all three of you can start.
Come.
Take
You sit in center, sir.
You take this.
Center, no.
It's yours. Center seat is yours.
Okay, welcome to Kututama. Arunchitama, straight forward.
This is yours.
எதுக்கு இன்னும்? யார் போடா? போடா ஆளே காணாது. One second, I'll call Ramachandra. He may give a mic. Ramachandra may give a mic.
Who?
Ramachandra. I'll get a
People can hear.
No, I can get a mic also. Ramachandra has got, we have got a mic.
Yeah, I know. But you want to use that mic?
Okay, wow.
No, I got. Ready to go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Live,
All set?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very warm welcome. And it's a very, very unique event because at MMA we strongly believed in doing something new. One such initiative is this, what we are doing today. And we are indeed privileged, I can even say blessed to be here this evening to offer not a lecture, it's a dialogue. As for the foundation of Jiddu Krishnamurti, everybody is equal here. So nobody teaches somebody and nobody learns from somebody. It's you observe and learn from everybody's other principle. So we thought in today's environment where so many issues are being putting a lot of stress, being ethical or moral or financial or so many other issues happening around us, we thought we must also bring in our members to integrate with the members of the Krishnamurti Foundation to join together, and it's a dialogue which we want to put together and carry on so that we all, at the end of the day, when you leave this place and go, you go peacefully. You'll agree with me, when you enter this beautiful complex and you come and sit here itself, you would have felt so good at you. That is the foundation of this concept. That's the foundation of the philosophy of our Mr. Krishnamurti, who strongly believed that leadership is not authority. Leadership is that everybody is equal, and that is the thing and what we are going to be today. Let me warmly welcome all the viewers watching the program live. I'm quite sure you are all privileged today because very rarely a program of J. Krishnamurti Foundation comes live to you. It's always recorded. Am I correct? Thing is going live to you today, so that you get to know what the speaker is going to change. Today our speaker is again a very, very privileged person. I had one interaction with him very few days ago, and it's a brilliant thing, great achiever. Is Mr. Vishwanath Alluri, and his profile has already been shared with you, and he's going to be talking to you on the subject leading with others. Before we move on to the speaker, let me have the privilege of requesting the President of Madras Management Association to say a few words and formally inaugurate the series which we'll be doing with Krishnamurti Foundation every month. Mr. Lakshminarayan.
Thank
You
you.
can take phone, sir. You can take mic.
Yeah?
He'll put a call.
He picks up.
Live.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and those who are watching us online through the various media channels. It's indeed my deep privilege and pleasure to be standing here and welcoming you to this program. As Group Captain said, this is a very unique initiative. I haven't seen one like this before in my years of association with Madras Management Association. As I was telling Mr. Vishwanath when I came in, I've walked past this place so many times in the last 25-30 years, never stepped into this place. And as I came in, I was just completely taken aback by the sheer breadth of this place and the energy that this place brings. We were wondering the structures of this place. And there's a lot of things unique about this place, so I'm not going to bore you with the members who are already aware of a lot of these things. But today is a very special event. This is bringing together of two unique institutions in one platform. Madras Management Association, which has a rich legacy of bringing management excellence into the sphere, with the Krishnamurti Foundation, which talks about reasoning, which talks about self-awareness, consciousness, etc. What if we bring these two together, and what happens? We are all here to find out, and this is the start of a series of a continuous dialogue. As Captain said, this is not a lecture, this is not a training program, this is a dialogue. Both the giver and the receiver, I hope, will benefit from this. I don't know much about Mr. Krishnamurti's philosophies. I'm here to find out more about this. When people talk about reasoning, logic, being aware, self-aware and being awake, learn through your own self and don't wait for someone to come and hold your hand and teach you, etc. It sounds a lot easier, but who have come through formal schooling, will only know how difficult it is. And from childhood, we've always been taught the otherwise. Wait, someone will come and tell you, elders will come and tell you, go to this place, it will teach you, it will help you shape better. We were never told to find things on our own. Here is one such philosophy that talks about this. So that's what intrigues me. So without much ado, I thank all of you for being here, and I thank the viewers online for logging in here for this lecture. And over to you, sir, and thank you.
Before but there are a lot of changes, no? I'm used to mic and color mic and all that. You put something, this is speak. I only hope it all comes there. Thank you, Lex, for setting the context, and we are really privileged to have the inaugural speaker, none other than the Honorary Secretary of this great foundation, Mr. Vishwanath Alluri. A warm round of applause to welcome him. And my interaction with him is for the last 2 months. We have been interacting with him, and he settled down in Hyderabad after a very, very successful business. And he sold his business. I don't want to tell what business and what rate he sold his business, I don't know. But he has done one of the internationally renowned business and creating something which is very, very valued for money, which has been acquired by one of the largest international thing which is acquired his firm. That is what he is. And he is also a chartered accountant by profession and a company secretary. He's also done company secretary. He turned tech entrepreneur. Though he's done chartered accounting and company secretary, he never followed that area of finance. But he became a tech entrepreneur, created a lot of value to technology, and which really helped large number of industries. Under founder CEO of iMobile, and which grew into a global SaaS leader, and also acquired by Cisco in 2021. Now you can understand, if Cisco acquires a product, it should be outstanding. So we are privileged to have with us today Vishwanath Alluri, and he's going to be talking about mirror of leadership. I think the topic itself conveys so much of meaning to us, because anytime when somebody says you look at yourself in the mirror, at least in the armed forces we have been told, look at us in the mirror and ask, have we done correctly? We do everything on mirror exercise. We have been told to salute, parade, walk, everything in front of a mirror and see you correct yourself. But he's going to tell us much more than that. And ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Mr. Vishwanath Alluri to deliver the inaugural lecture.
Thank you. Is it okay to sit and talk? Is it okay to sit and talk, sir? Is it okay if you permit?
Yeah, sit and talk,
with your permission, I will sit and talk, sir.
Please.
Thank you. I must thank Mr. Lakshmanarayana, Mr. Vijay Kumar and Mr. Venkatraman for taking the initiative of conducting this event. We are very happy to welcome you all to this place, which is considered as the residence of Krishnaji. This is the residence of Krishnaji. Whenever he came to Chennai, he used to stay here and he used to deliver talks here. He used to give talks from that lawn there. And thousands of people have come and attended those talks. I don't know, some of you also might have attended. In fact, somebody was telling he attended a talk here. I would like to take this opportunity of saying some background only. I am not the speaker. Speaker is K. I am not a speaker, of course, by my experience, by nature also I am not a speaker. I don't consider myself a speaker, but it is important to expose people to Krishnaji's teachings. I think the word used is teachings, but he didn't like even that word also. The teaching is there is no teaching, no taught. That is how you will say. So only learning is there. What you learn is important, not the teaching. However, I would like to take this opportunity of saying 4 things. One is invocation, I call it. This is only my expression, it's not Krishnaji's expression. Normally in all meetings you might have, traditionally in India, invocation is done by reading out some stotram or some kind of a song or something. If it is a education conference, you will read something in praise of Saraswati, goddess Saraswati. But here, I am not doing a stotram, but it is my conceptualization. Krishnaji said, for the foundation work, there cannot be propagandists, there cannot be interpreters. So I am not an interpreter. But I can share my understanding. It's only my understanding I share. It is not the understanding. Why interpreters? No interpreters. We have managed to keep one good video afterwards. Interpreter means a pandit, a lama, a guru. Then he will who hijacks the spirit of the whole thing, and then you become a subordinate to the lama or the guru. So he is against that. There is no guru. There is no guru. There is no. You are the guru and you are the disciple. That's what he goes on to say. He reveals. He unravels everything for you to see yourself. It's not that he has not said anything, but he has said everything. Every aspect of life is covered by Krishnaji. So it is for the human beings. Also, it is not that he is a guru or management. No. Management is one of the things you do. But management is an important organ of society. I think management will benefit a lot. I only say that I have been exposed to Krishnaji for more than 3 decades. If you get exposed to Krishnaji's teachings, I think you become a trained manager. If you are a doctor, you become a trained doctor. If you are a teacher, you become a trained doctor, trained teacher. If you are a journalist, you become a trained journalist. So that's how it goes. Irrespective of what function you do, the great value you derive from exposing yourself to Krishnaji teachings, I think. So that is one part. Second part is the format of the meetings. You see, please don't mistake me. Krishnaji used to say this. Lecture, we said lecture series, no, we can't give lectures. We are not giving lecture. But Krishnaji, every talk he started saying it's not a lecture. So I can't say, he himself said that. Every talk he said it's not a lecture, it's not an entertainment. We are not sitting here because we have nothing else to do. But we are here to examine the human problems jointly, hand in hand with the speaker, he said. He didn't even refer to himself as I. So, in the same spirit, it is what we call a dialogue series, a discussion, not a lecture. Then we use the word dialogue series. Krishnaji is very particular about all this. So, also no clapping took place at the end of his talks. In one of the talks, he said, some people tried to clap. He said, I don't know why you are clapping. If you are clapping for your satisfaction, you do it, sir, not for me, he said. There is a clapping with one hand. You try that, he said. That's how Krishnaji goes about. So, that is one thing, and we have no hierarchy. Krishnaji is very particular about that. Here we are all equal human beings. We can sit together and have a dialogue. We have nobody dominating the session. We can't have anybody dominating the session. So we have that spirit. In the interest of the spirit, we are doing that. Because I am being a company secretary, I am very particular about compliance. What the mandate of the founder is, we have to stick to that. So we don't publish secondary literature. We publish only his books. What Krishnaji talked. We are not, if I publish any book, it becomes interpretation. Publish any book by third parties. There are many books are written by others on Krishnamurti, but they are not part of Foundation's publications. Foundation has published around 80 titles. 80 books are there. Most of them are transcriptions of his talks, because he talked over 60 years. There are many dialogues he took place. He took dialogues. He had dialogues with scholars, scientists, doctors, religious professors, and psychiatrists. Everybody had all kind of people. There are Hindu scholars, Christian scholars, Buddhist scholars. They all had dialogue with Krishnaji. They are all there. So I feel that understanding operation of the mind is vital for any human being to do well, whatever he is doing. I got 2 passages picked up by my colleagues. Have picked up 2 passages. I will ask them to read out only one passage. It just 2-3 minutes, 2 minutes only. That sets the tone of this event. I will ask Lokesh to read one passage, second passage. At the end of it, I will also read out what Krishna said about retreats. Because this place, we conduct retreats every month. Every month there is a 3-day retreat. One comes on Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday. After lunch, they go away. They stay here, and we take only a nominal cost. We are not a profit-making body. We just, the foundation has got 6 schools. School is a narrow definition of what we do. School is a narrow in the scope. When you say school, your question is it a day school? Is it co-education school? Is it a ICSE, CBSE? These are the typical questions. But we do more than that. Every school has got rural outreach program. It's a must, because Krishnaji himself has written down in his own hand, if I were the head of Rishi Valley, what I will do. First I will meet the rural neighborhood. I will tell them, we will work with you, you work with us. We will help you, you help us. So everywhere we have to have rural neighborhood. We do rural education, new methodology. We have rural health programs. We have environmental education programs. We have native seed cultivation, own empowerment thing. All these are there. Then finally, I want to also talk about something after Mr. Ramesh and Logesh reads out the importance of the understanding operation of the mind. But Krishnamurti has said nothing for just like that. Everything is obviously, it makes it obvious. When somebody pointed out to him, sir, you are saying so many things to us. I have not said anything, he says. So obvious. It is there. You are not seeing it. What can I do? He will say. So I will now read out. I will ask Ramesh to read. Ramesh is formerly in the editorial department of Hindu newspaper. Yeah.
So this is about the workings of the mind. So one of the passages I read. We do not know the workings of the mind, our own mind. As not as it should be. The mind is the only instrument we have. The instrument with which we think, we act. Shall I read again? Yeah. So I'll read again. So we do not know the workings of our own mind. The mind as it is, not as it should be or as we would like it to be. The mind is the only instrument we have. The instrument with which we think, we act, in which we have our being. If we do not understand the mind in operation as it is functioning in each one of us, any problem that we are confronted with will become more complex and more destructive. So it seems to me to understand one's mind is the first essential function of all education. That's it. Second passage, Lokesh will read.
Lokesh.
Good evening. This is about generally we think problem is always outside. So Krishnaji points out something quite introvert. It seems to me that without understanding the way our mind works, one cannot understand and resolve the very complex problems of living. This understanding cannot come through book knowledge. The mind is in itself quite a complex problem. In the very process of understanding one's own mind, the crisis which each one of us faces in life can somewhat be understood and gone. Thank you.
Mike. Yeah, no, I'll share my understanding, sir. The need to understand the operation of the mind. Why should we understand? He says there's the only instrument we have got. It is like somebody driving a vehicle on a highway. Suppose you are driving a car on a highway. You know where the brakes are, where the accelerator is, whether enough fuel is there or not, and then you pay attention to the road. This is the basic thing you do. Similarly, if I am driven by my mind, I must know how it operates. Otherwise, I may not be knowing whether brakes are there or accelerator is there. I may be applying brakes instead of accelerator instead of brakes, or both at the same time. In that case, there is friction to the engine, so friction to the mind also. Friction to the mind is the problem. I don't have to say this. So that's how it is. Now, I would like to go into this little bit, only my understanding only I am sharing. These are not exact yet, but I put in my own words. That is, what and why are the most important questions any human being should ask. what I am doing, why I am doing what I am doing. In what I am doing is also involved what I am not doing. What I am not doing. And why I am not doing what I am not doing. Both you should know. Unless you have these answers to yourself, you cannot be leader. You cannot be, it's like a blind leading blind, I would think. You should know first, you should know whether you are going in the right direction. You know the direction, you are going, so they are leading people, no? This is how I would think. So what I am doing, one is outer designation. I am the chief executive, I am so-and-so, vice president, so-and-so, whatever it is. That is outer. Inner, there is something, you are doing this job for the sake of livelihood, for achieving name, fame, for some kind of a fame, whatever you call it, that you know it. So that from that you can see what you are doing, you should know that. It is only for livelihood. You see, for instance, I have done software company. I have done it for the sake of building intellectual properties out of India. I may be called a CEO, and that's the outer manifestation. That is not important to me. What is important is what I am doing is intellectual properties out of India. If anybody were to say, ask billing rates, I would feel insulted. You don't ask me billing rates. It is an insult. I am born in India, I will born intellectual resource of India, I will harness. Whatever it may take time is all right. And in fact, a case was there. Once some Australian company asked me, we had a huge system called CMS, Content Management System. They had some requirements of one module on the top. He said, we will tell you what we want, but that belongs to us, he said. I said, I told you, you are joking. How can you own? The land is mine, the tree is mine. You are asking for a small branch, small leaf is yours. How can you own it? So I can't, this is how my perspective is. So what I am doing is that, not the CEO is outer manifestation. Even business is outer manifestation. It is manifested as business. But I wanted to do intellectual properties out of India. That is my take on that. What I am doing, what I am not doing, that why I know what I am not doing, what I am doing, why I am doing. Because being born in India, there is a natural response. For me, there is a natural response. It is not that somebody is achieving name fame. Name fame is illusory. So the what and why, then the awareness comes in. What you are doing is awareness comes in. Now we have, there are so many, for this event, we have really worked hard to locate the right video of Krishnaji. Because we must give so many videos.
And give video to some. Then otherwise you won't be here. Nora, you won't be here. Nora, the question is asking, why is it that human beings, from time immemorial, from the most ancient Hindus and the Egyptians and afterwards other civilizations, why through all these periods of time, why has man followed somebody? A political leader, a general, a high priest, a psychologist, a philosopher. Why? What is it in the mind of the human being that says, he knows I don't? Because he knows he will help me to live a different kind of life. Help me to get over my pain, my sorrow, my anxiety, and so on and so on. So, one being confused, the other is not, at least I think he's not. Most gurus are, but we attribute to them all kinds of fanciful, romantic nonsense. So there is this first point. I don't know, but you know. At least I think you know. You have the reputation. There are lots of other idiots like me following. And the greater the following, the more I feel it's accurate, because so many people believe in that kind of stuff, and I follow. That's one thing. Also, the leader, political, religious, as the gurus, and so on, they have assumed certain authority, whether it's logical, reasonable, sane, or illusory. They have assumed certain authority. They have received from the guru, superior guru, the rest of it. Apostolic succession, and also the similar thing in Sanskrit in India. This is an old game played by all the priests in the world, the leaders. So that is the question. Question is, why human beings follow another? Let's inquire into it. Is it because we are not clear? We are confused. And I am confused. Suppose I am confused and I choose you as my leader. I choose out of my confusion, not out of my clarity. Please see the sanity of it first, the logic of it, and then you can throw it out if you disagree. I am confused. My brain is in state of contradiction. I'm frightened. I have no psychological security. I come to you because you have certain authority, certain dress, certain paraphernalia around you, and I come. I'm impressed by the dress, by the people, by the whole setup. And you assure me that surrender yourself to me and I will save you. Right? Give yourself over to me, because I know you don't, so I'll help you. And I'm only too willing and gullible, because I want comfort, I want some security, I want some hope somewhere on whom I can depend, in whom I have trust, in whom I know, or perhaps I think I know, that he will guide me, help me. And he is only too willing to help me. It begins very gently. There is the inner circle, the outer circle, and the outer and outer circles. And gradually, that help becomes dependence. And I depend on my guru. on my priest, on my leader, the political leader of all the various countries. I don't know why we are slaves to the politicians all over the world. I don't know if you have been inquired into it. We have elected them, or they have assumed power in the totalitarian states, and they put their thumb on you, and for the rest of your life you are stuck. Or in the democratic world, it's every 5 years, 7 years, you change. But it is the same. You elect them out of your confusion, and there they are. They are confused. The game is played. Every 7 years or 5 years, this goes on. And it happens the same thing with the gurus. I don't like that guru, but I like the other one. He's more indulgent. He allows me to do what I like. You know, many gurus have come to see the speaker at many times. The funniest one of them was he had been in that particular country for many years, and he came to see me with all the robes and beads and all the rest of it. And he said, he saluted me most respectfully because he assumed I was the guru of gurus. And he said, "Sir, I have been in this country for many years. I have talked all over the different parts of this country. I have a large number of followers, but I've run out of ideas." So I've come to you, and so please give me some ideas. We're not joking, but this was an actual fact. You see, when we have really understood why we follow, why a guru assumes authority, why he demands so many things, or allows another follower to throw off his inhibitions, doing what they like, sex, the whole performance, ugliness of all that. I naturally feel that there is somebody whom will help me. So why do I ask help of another? That's the real point. Apart from joking about all this is a very serious problem, because they are multiplying, these gurus, with enormous wealth. Think of a religious man having enormous wealth and property, millions and millions of dollars, thousands of acres, hundreds and thousands of followers. What is wrong to allow such a thing to happen in a world that is already so utterly destructive, so degenerating, to allow the so-called religious people who are really not religious, to acquire such wealth, such power. And they, because they have enormous amount of money, they bribe, you follow? They slip through all the regulations and rules. So, why do we allow all this? Why do we allow terrorism, for example, which is spreading? And is it because we are slack, indulgent, what does it matter? Indifference? Or do we really want to find somebody to help you? Some honest man, not a guru. They merely repeat over and over. You've seen all this. Look, says, I'm not attacking anybody personally. I hope, please, I wouldn't do that. But I have, during all these over 60 years, I've watched this. One cult after another, one guru after another. More and more wealth accumulated. Private planes, private, and they're all religious people. So the world has gone mad, and we are helping these people to go still madder. So we come back to this question, why do I want help from another? If I am physically sick, I go to a doctor. If I have cancer, I consult specialists. He puts me on a table or kills me or the end of it. But psychologically, we're also diseased. Psychologically, inwardly, we are wounded people. And we hope others will cure us. And this has been the story of mankind. From the ancient civilizations, from the Sumerians and so on, till now, we are still doing the same. We are psychologically unhealthy. And we are depending on another to cure us. And we have not been cured. That's the first thing to realize. You can go from guru to guru to guru, as so many are doing, so thoughtlessly. And we are still unhealthy psychologically at the end of it. So if we realize, first, be aware that we are inwardly unhealthy. I'm using that word in most without any further meaning than that. Wounded people, disappointed people, lonely people, full of pain, anxiety, sorrow. That's all indication of unhealth, lack of health. Now, can anybody cure you of it? You understand? Historically, from the very ancient times, man has always looked to somebody else. And up to now, they are still doing the same, which all indicates that nobody outside can cure you. Nobody. Your saviors, the Buddhists with their Buddha, and the Hindus with their and so on. None of them have succeeded and will ever succeed in bringing about psychological sanity, rationality. So that if I realize that, right, logically, sane, if you observe all this, then what am I to do? That's the real question. What am I to do when I have discovered that nobody can help me? Prayers, meditation. Wait a minute, I must be careful here. Meditation is very important in life. But that meditation must come after putting the house in order. Your house inside. Otherwise, it merely becomes an illusion, leads to illusion of fanciful images and all kinds of silly experiences that have no value at all. Meditation has got immense significance when the house is in complete order. But we have turned it the other way around. We meditate hoping to put the house in order. Or meditate hoping some kind of miracle will take place that will put the house in order. My order, the house being myself, oneself. The other way around, you follow? That's what we, I won't go into it. The speaker generally talks about meditation at the end of the talks. He has done this purposely because all that he has said previously is to bring about order in the house. A man who is frightened is pursuing pleasure. He can meditate till he is blue in the face, stand on his head, cross-legged, do all kinds of things that have been prescribed by the innumerable gurus. He'll still be what he is. Perhaps little modified, but basically he's still frightened entity. So we are saying begin the other way around. Then meditation is a marvelous thing, which we'll talk about next Sunday. That's not an enticement. So, if I cannot depend on anybody to heal my wounds, my state of psychological health, I have to look to myself. I cannot depend on anybody. Right? Or when I say that, am I frightened? Please inquire with me into this question. When I say to myself, I must stand alone. Nobody can help me. Because I have realized, I've been through various gurus, studied, prayed, meditated. At the end of it all, I am what I have been when I started. So, logically, sanely, I observe that nobody can help me. It is not that I become cynical. It's a fact. And am I willing to stand alone? I need companionship. I need to talk to somebody. But they're not going to become my gurus. They'll be my friends, but I'll talk about it. But I realize deeply I cannot depend. I depend on the postman, the milkman, and so on. But inwardly, there is no dependence. Because I realize also that attachment, which is to give oneself over to the Guru, that very attachment leads to corruption. Right? It's any form of attachment to any person, to any belief, to any ideas, to any country, and so on, must inevitably breed corruption. So I realize all that. So what am I to do? Can I be a light to myself? I am not a light to myself now. I'm a confused entity, which are talking to that. Personally, I'm not. We're talking about it together. I'm a confused entity. And you tell me, be a light to yourself. I understand that very well, logically, intellectually, but I am not light to myself, because I am terribly confused, deeply wounded, unhealthy psychologically. I am unbalanced, neurotic, romantic, sentimental. So I take all that in. I am all that. So what am I to do? To study myself, I must have a book about myself. And you are willing to give me that book. You see? And I refuse that book. Because what you write is myself. You are writing out of your confusion, like most psychiatrists. Sorry, down to you. So I have to have a mirror in which I can see myself. I hope you're following all this. We are talking together. We are investigating the question. I have to have a mirror in which I can see exactly what's going on. And no hardware store is going to supply that mirror. No shop, no good. You follow? I have pushed aside all that. So I must have a mirror in which I see myself accurately, without any distortion. What is that mirror? We are inquiring, please, I'm not telling you. We are inquiring. That mirror is the relationship. Relationship with my neighbor or with my wife. That's the only relationship I have. In that relationship, which is the mirror, I see myself as I am, jealous, anxious, frightened, possessive. attached, hurt, anxious. The more I'm anxious, the more I'm attached. My family becomes all important. So in that whole relationship, I begin to see myself accurately as I am. My sexual demands, my arrogance, my vanity, the ugliness of what I am, or assume that I'm extraordinarily beautiful. But the mirror shows me I'm not. So, what is shown in the mirror is far more important than what I should be. I wonder if you follow all this. The mirror doesn't show me what I should be. That's the beauty of that mirror. That mirror shows me exactly what I am. I may turn away from it. I may escape from it, which we generally do. But if I want to, if I say to myself, nobody can help me, then I am looking at that mirror. And that mirror is showing what is, not what should be. And perhaps I don't like what is. And the psychologists and others say, express yourself as you are, immediately. And again I depend. So I'm all the time aware that people are trying to brainwash me according to their own pattern, and I refuse. And I begin then to have a great deal of vitality. Naturally. You understand? I hope this is clear, you see. I see what is, not what should be, which is the future. I see exactly the present of what I am in that mirror of relationship. That what I see is me. I am not different from what is shown there. I don't know if you follow all this carefully. That which is seen is me. I am not different from that. That is clear, obviously. But my thought says, no, I am different from that. I won't accept that. That thought says, I am different. So I must control it. I must shape it. So the battle begins. You understand? I hope you're following. The battle begins, the struggle, the conflict, all the travail that goes on, when I refuse to acknowledge actually what is shown in the mirror. What is shown in the mirror is me. I am not different from that. That's a tremendous realization. Because thought is always saying you are different. you know more, and so on. So there is a division between that which is seen in the mirror and that which thought has accumulated in the past, which is the observer, the witness, the seer. You follow? I hope you're right. Am I making this complicated? Oh, thank God. So, one of our difficulties is then the observer says, I am different from that which is observed. Because traditionally, through millennia, have been educated in the separative action. That would, what is different from me. You understand? That is, to make it very simple, look at it. When there is anger, there is only that state. Later on, that reaction. Later on, I say, I have been angry. I shouldn't be angry. Or I rationalize why I'm angry. Which is, I am different from anger. The moment I said, I have been angry, I am different from anger. I don't know if you see this. But when you realize that which is shown in the mirror of relationship is what is, and what is you are, the division entirely comes to an end. Right? And therefore conflict comes to an end. Are we following? We are eliminating altogether conflict. Because it's conflict that wastes away our energy. Together, what is? Because we are refusing to stay with what is. We are moving away from it all the time. Verbally saying that's anger, that's greed, that's violence. These are all verbal descriptions of what is. The word is not that. I wonder if you follow this, right? The tent, the word tent is not the actuality. So can I remain absolutely with what is, without the division of I should be or I am different from what is. What is me, the observer, and the observed is me. So there is no division, therefore total end of conflict. Because I remain with what is. I refuse to move out of that state. So I'm looking at that state. I'm observing it. I'm looking. That needs attention. Attention means energy, which I've been wasting by separating myself from that and fighting over it. You understand? Are we wasting our energy now? I'm sure. No, don't. So, we realize together now that we are not dependent on anybody. That means no saviors, no symbols, nothing. We are dealing with only what is, which is my whole wounded psyche. That wounded psyche cannot be helped by or cured by another. When I realize that most in my depth of my being, then mirror becomes all important. Relationship. Then relationship has an extraordinary vitality. So, if you penetrate into all that, then you become entirely a light to yourself. When there is a light to yourself, experiences are not necessary. It's only those who are asleep experiences necessary. But if you depend on experiences to wake you up, you are still asleep. I wonder if you see all this. So we can go on talking like this endlessly. My speaker has been doing it for over 60 years. But words have very little meaning. It's only when we realize the truth of all this has got tremendous vitality. I do not know if you have not noticed. As we grow older, we are losing our capacity to think clearly. If we ever thought clearly, even in childhood. As we grow older, our brain not only is not receiving enough blood, because our arteries are beginning to thicken. Too much drink, too much everything. Not enough exercise, proper exercise. Please don't go off into yoga and all kinds of stuff. So our brain is gradually deteriorating. Senility may begin at the age of 30. When we are constantly repeating, I'm a Christian, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Democrat, I'm a socialist, I'm this, I believe in God, I follow that man. You follow? That's all indications of senility. Please don't laugh it away. But it's a fact. When we're caught in a routine, psychologically, think of a man spending, or a woman, for 50 years every morning going to the office. Think it out. So, at the end of the question, and after investigating the whole psychological structure of obedience to obeying another, if you realize that, you have put aside all that. Any intelligent man does it. Then only you become a light to yourself, and perhaps in that light, various other things can take place.
Come, sir.
Questions have come. Brilliant.
That is a very intense video according to us. I must thank all of you for being so patiently listening to what he was talking. Because they selected a theme called Leadership Through Self-Awareness in the Mirror of Relationship. I think it has got all that mirror of relationship. And so we worked hard to select this video. Now we can have a certain
You can read
dialogue.
out. Online is coming.
Ramesh and Logesh can sit there, yeah. They can also supplement.
Ranjan, any questions from, just to give some background?
I can give a little bit more background to this, sir.
Yes,
Whatever he talked of is psychological structure. For him, there is outer and inner, functional field and psychological structure. He is essentially focusing on psychological structure. You depend on milkman, postman, he said, for outer things. But psychologically, depending on other is the question. And the relationship is, in my own words, a relationship exists. Everything with everything you do in your life. Suppose you are sitting here, there is a relationship with my chair, I am sitting here now with a mic, with a position, all that. So, is it a matter of function or is it a psychological structure? For instance, you own a car, a Benz car, you go in the city. It is a means of transportation. Your relationship is a means of transportation, or is it to show off, I am somebody in this society which is anyway rotten. So, the relationship, once it is physical, is all right. The physical relationship spills over into psychological domain, then the disorder starts. That is one of the key points of Krishnaji teachings. So we will ensure that. So suppose I am secretary, I am only functional. It's not a position. Position is a psychological structure. Somebody may think it's big, somebody may think it's not. That's not important. What is important is the function of what you do. So relationship is one of the important tools of Krishnaji teachings. Relationship throughout your life, you are related to something or other. Whatever you do, to be is to be related, he said. Living itself is a movement in relationship, he said. Relationship exists throughout the life. So, to be is to be related. How you are related is the question.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Can you please raise so that he can see your face? Thank you.
Give the mic, give the mic.
He says, the house ask you, put your house in order so that you become a light. The question is, how to put the house in order?
No, first of
Mic is there.
no, sir, no, the mic is going through the streaming just for the audience here. Sir, actually, we are not in a position to provide answers to every question you ask. But I can share my understanding only. With that caution, I will talk. Pardon, sir?
Meditation. Meditation is said that put the house in order.
Yes.
How the context came from. No, meditation comes after putting the house in order. Otherwise, it becomes a illusion. It will be interpreted.
Good, this what? Please go ahead, sir. This is the best way to discuss. Yes, sir.
If you observe our life evolution, right from the parenting, we depend on someone. There is a mentor, where teachers at school, faculty members at college, and some superiors in our workplace. So at which point of time we have to break it if I want to build a mirror of relationship? Is there any mechanism?
Anybody got a view on this, sir? Well, none of us are authority here. Anybody else want to share? Please go ahead, sir.
I understood from what he said. Yes, when we were children, we were dependent on our parents. And we are dependent on our parents. Parents have to bring us up. But he says at the state when you can try to think in this way from yourself.
We'll make a dialogue.
Very good. You have done an excellent job, I tell you.
Think and decide for yourself. When you reach that state can be when you're 20, the state can be when you're 25 or 55 or 75 or whatever. This is the state in which you can start understanding, saying that I have been blindly following for in my life.
And is it not too late?
That's what I'm saying. It can start at 25, it can start at 35, it can start at 45, anytime. But when you start, that is when you start. Because till that time you grow up, all the controls are on you.
you definitely cannot shake away from your parents and say that I'm grown up. And you can do that probably at the age of 18 when you go to the college and say that I'm out of my parent control and on my own. But then, if it dawns on you saying that you are in charge of yourself, it is great. But if it doesn't dawn on you, till 18, 20, 25, 30, 35, it dawns on you. On 55, still you are great. It doesn't dawn on you, that's when he is saying that to stop depending on this. When you are not able to think for yourself, when you are not able to decide for yourself, that is when you have confusion. That is when you go and surrender. He says that if you have that clarity in you, as you are growing up, at some stage in your life, even if it is 70, it is all right. That is when you stop surrendering and you see yourself.
Good, sir. That's a one point of view. There's no conversation. He gave his point of view. That's what he said. If you're not clear, I think we have to come again and watch the video again. Maybe you watch it 3-4 times, we'll get idea. You would like to add anything more, sir?
The questioning is good, sir. The dialogue is good.
Dialogue is good. Yes, please go ahead.
Well, I think the concept is very good what she has put across. That is, the most important one is to believe in ourselves. That's very important. Believe in your abilities, your capabilities, your strengths, and then sky is the limit. And don't be dependent on others. When he meant what he meant by to keep the house in order, that means you're gaining the teachings from your teachers, your elders, and thereby you keep the house in order. That is the best method of keeping the house in order. And ultimately, you have your own strengths, which we have to believe in ourselves. And at this juncture, I like to recall or remind Kannadasan's lyrics, a beautiful song. நீ உன்னை அறிந்தால் நீ உன்னை அறிந்தால் உலகத்தில் போராடு உயர்ந்தால் தாழ்ந்தால் தலை வணங்காமல். That is the most beautiful, and that's the lyrics which carried me all through my life. To believe in myself and not be dependent on others. Thank you.
Lovely, sir. Now I think we'll come to the end now. We have to close it. One important thing which great takeaway for me is what he said is, please take care of your health actually. Vegetarian. He died at the age of 90, just a week before, 17th of Feb 1987. And he said he gets up every morning at 5 o'clock, pure vegetarian all through his life. And he took care of his health. That's why at 90, without reference, he's been able to talk. I think that one lesson we should all carry is that take care of health, enjoy once in a while good samosas, but go for a morning walk, do yoga, do meditation, and all this is very good. Okay. Oh, not able to hear me? Okay, okay, good. Because I've been talking. And final word from you, sir.
So we also conduct retreats here, a 3-day retreat. It's important to understand why a retreat. Krishnaji said there's a para. I will request Lokesh to read out that para. What he said about retreat. Why you go to retreat? What happens?
Come, sir. I know only big leaders go on a retreat somewhere.
Don't you also want to go away sometimes to be quiet and take stock of things and not merely become a repetitive machine?
Ramesh Babu and come, sir. Sundaram, our committee members. Ramesh Babu and come, sir. Sundaram, our committee members. Come. Come. Okay.
Sir, I must also state, sir, that Vasanta Vihar people have decided to give one book of Krishnamurti to everybody, whoever participated.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Think on these things.
Now we keep coming here. Every year you may get a complimentary book. That is the effective.
Give to him, no? Lokesh, give to him. Sir, give to them. Give to him, no? Lokesh, give to him. Sir, give to them. That